And I just want to speak this over you as a gift from the Lord. He says, I will be your God throughout your lifetime until your hair is white with age. I made you and I will care for you. I will carry you along and save you.
Welcome to Overwhelmed to Overcomer podcast with coach, encourager, and strategist Anna McLaughlin. If you're a Christian woman who has big dreams rooted in an even bigger God, but most days those dreams feel completely out of reach, trust me, I get it. As a homeschooling mama of 4, entrepreneur, investor, and all around wearer of many hats, I am right there with you. And yet, the Lord invites us to live out our God given purpose now in the midst of the madness. So, let's explore together how we can know our calling and walk in it today with clarity, with courage, with each other. It's time for you to live the life you love and love the life you live. Let's do this thing.
Merry Christmas, friend. Oh, it's so good to be here with you on this Christmas morning. He has come, and I pray it's a beautiful day with your family. Now, you're probably going to hear this after Christmas time, unless I get to visit you on Christmas morning, in which, what a treat. In which case, what a treat. Oh, always editing myself. Sorry, friend. So I was going to go one of two ways, and I'm just going to put a teaser out there for, I think, probably the next conversation that we're going to have, which will be on New Year's Day. So we're just hitting all the holidays. We got Thanksgiving together, we got Christmas, we got New Year's. Just know I'm not actually recording this on Christmas. I just want to be clear about that. We're going to talk about a verse that has ministered to my heart so deeply, I kind of can't let it go in our next conversation. And I'm just going to lay it at your feet just so you have it because it is such a treasure. But then we're actually going to talk about the okay, so I'm reading the Weight of Glory by C.S. Lewis. And so we're going to talk because I was planning on going somewhere else, but this is where we're going. We're going to talk about these precious treasures, these vessels in jars of clay, souls in jars of clay. I forget how the terminology goes. I think it's in the Psalms. Hold these treasures in jars of clay. Okay, I'll let it go. Um, the people that we encounter, because man, Christmas is a people time. So we might need this reminder. But let me first offer you this verse that we're going to talk about in more detail. Probably the next podcast, maybe early, maybe into January a bit. This is the New Living Translation of Isaiah 46. And I just want to speak this over you as a gift from the Lord. He says, I will be your God throughout your lifetime until your hair is white with age. I made you and I will care for you. I will carry you along and save you. The New Living Translation just hits sometimes. It's a more colloquial translation. I think they would say it's more concept for concept instead of word for word. And it's more how we speak. And so when I came across this verse, I've read it. ESV and NIV are typically my versions when I read through the Bible. Um, and coming to this written in the way that it was written, it was like I'd never seen it before. Just so precious. This idea of I will be your God throughout your lifetime until your hair is white with age. By contrast, I'll give you what it says in the ESV. Even to your old age, I am he, and to gray hairs I will carry you. I have made and I will bear. I will carry and will save. Still beautiful. To gray hairs I will carry you. Ah, I already got some gray hairs, so maybe I like the idea of the white ones because it's a little bit further in the future. I want to be carried all the way through. I just want to offer that to you this Christmas morning. He will be your God throughout your lifetime until your hair is white with age. Okay, now we're just going to read C.S. Lewis and let him wash over us and let this serve just as a little reminder as we're in the midst of all of our people. Okay. He's talking about the glory that is awaiting us when we get to heaven and the fact that we will be glorified. And he says this, meanwhile, The cross comes before the crown, and tomorrow is a Monday morning. In other words, we got to come off this mountaintop that we've been sitting on, thinking about the glory to come, because we got to settle into the mundane and the burdens that we need to bear. A cleft has opened in the pitiless walls of the world, and we are invited to follow our great captain inside. The following him is, of course, the essential point. That being so, it may be asked what practical use there is in the speculations which I have been indulging. I can think of at least one such use. And this is so good. It may be possible for each to think too much of his own potential glory thereafter. In other words, we might get a little over indulgent in thinking about the fact that we're going to be glorified. It is hardly possible, however, I'm throwing in the however, it is hardly possible for him to think too often or too deeply about that of his neighbor. So we can think too much about our own glory, but there's no way we can think too much about our neighbor's glory. The load or weight or burden of my neighbor's glory should be laid on my back, a load so heavy that only humility can carry it, and the backs of the proud will be broken. It is a serious thing to live in a society of possible gods and goddesses, to remember that the dullest and most uninteresting person you can talk to may one day be a creature which, if you saw it now, you would be strongly tempted to worship, or else a horror and a corruption such as you now meet, if at all, only in a nightmare. All day long, we are in some degree helping each other to one or other of these destinations. Let me read that one more time. All day long, we are in some degree helping each other to one or other of these destinations. It is in the light of these overwhelming possibilities, it is with the awe and the circumspection proper to them, that we should conduct all our dealings with one another, all friendships, all loves, all play, all politics. There are no ordinary people. Think of who's at your house right now or whom you're visiting. There are no ordinary people. You have never talked to a mere mortal. Nations, cultures, arts, civilizations, these are mortal, and their life is to ours as the life of a gnat. But it is immortals with whom we joke with, work with, marry, snub, and exploit. Immortal horrors or everlasting splendors. This does not mean that we are to be perpetually solemn. We must play. Don't take yourselves too seriously or others. But our merriment must be of that kind, and it is, in fact, the merriest kind, which exists between people who have from the outset taken each other seriously. No flippancy, no superiority, no presumption. And our charity, our love, must be a real and costly love, with deep feeling for the sins in spite of which we love the sinner. No mere tolerance or indulgence which parodies love as flippancy parodies merriment. Next to the Blessed Sacrament itself, this is so good, listen. Next to the Blessed Sacrament itself, your neighbor is the holiest object presented to your senses. You need to hear that again. Next to the Blessed Sacrament itself, next to communion, your neighbor is the holiest object presented to your senses. If he is your Christian neighbor, he is holy in almost the same way, for in him also Christ, vere latitat, sorry, Latin, vere, vere latitat, latitat, the glorifier and the glorified. Glory himself is truly hidden. Vere latitat means truly it is hidden. Okay? The glorifier and the glorified, glory himself is truly hidden. Christ is truly hidden in your neighbor. So, why did I read this on Christmas? We got a lot of family and friends going on this time of year. A lot of expectations, a lot of personalities, a lot of scripts, some of which just get played this time of year. Is somebody the maker of a certain dish? Is somebody the bringer of a certain gift? Is somebody expected to host or expected to never host or expected to do so in a certain way? All these expectations. And it can be so easy to lose sight of the fact that we have never, what does it say? There are no ordinary people. We've never interacted with a mere mortal. The weight of their glory must bend our backs, right? What did it say? The burden of my neighbor's glory should be laid on my back, a load so heavy that only humility can carry it. Now, here's the other piece. this can also be a season where our own expectations get in the way. One that's common for me is I start to feel this sense of like, how long? There are people in my life, oh, I want them to know the Father so desperately. And these anniversaries, these years, these markers, Christmas 2024, Christmas 2025, what's it going to be like next year? Will they still be here? How long? And I can start to carry that weight. But that's a weight that's not mine to bear. What is my job? C.S. Lewis says it, and we talked about it before when we talked about uh, Overcoming Perfect, that episode, which was in the fall. Our job is charity. Our job is to love. How are we perfected? Through loving. And that means we lay them at the feet of the Father for Him to do His good work, which might mean you can go back and listen to last week's episode, might mean you need to lay down some roles. It might be that the Lord's invitation sounds more loudly when you don't pick up the other side of a script that you're supposed to carry. It might be that your no is actually more loving than your yes. A loving no. I'm sorry. That doesn't work for us. I wish it did. I'm so grateful for you. It can be so gentle. Your job is to love. Your job is not to convert, to convince, to harangue, to cajole. It is through our lives at best. It is by us beholding Him that we invite others to behold the Father. May we turn our eyes upon Jesus, as that sweet hymn says, and look so full on His wonderful face that the things of earth have indeed grown strangely dim in the light of His glory and grace. As we behold Him, as we truly behold Him, there is so much that we may find just slips through our fingers. Expectations, things we think we need, desires for others to see what we see. We just need to look at Him. Stop looking over and seeing what everybody else is doing for a minute. And as we do that, love comes much more naturally. We recognize all that He does and all that He offers. And we gently offer charity and grace to those around us because of what He has done in us. We must receive it fully. And that's how we influence in that kind of indirect, not even thinking about it kind of way. Okay? So this Christmas, may you remember there are no ordinary people, right? You're in the presence of potential gods and goddesses, as he says. And Lewis, of course, is speaking kind of in his high fairy tale-ish way. We know who the true God is. But because the Lord indwells, we are headed towards a future glory, friend. We want our people to come with us. But the way to do that is not to twist their arms. It's for us to be looking full on Him. And you know what happens? Like if you've ever seen there back in like I don't know, decades ago, there were all these funny emails that would kind of filter around. And one of my favorites was like 50 funny things to do in an elevator. And like one of the ones is you get in, somebody gets in and you're already looking up at the ceiling, and then all of a sudden they all start doing the same thing, right? That's what we need to do. We need to be looking up. They're going to start looking up too. What is it? What does she see? That's you today. Just look up. Let the rest take care of itself. Remember, and maybe we've touched on this enough. I'll see if we come back to it or not. Remember what I said at the beginning. You are celebrating the one who says to you, I will be your God throughout your lifetime until your hair is white with age. What a promise. We all want to be part of this amazing love story. That's the dream growing up, right? You are. You are. He's writing it on your heart as we speak. So go and behold him, the King of angels. Celebrate his birth. Be fully present and recognize that those around you, no mere mortals. They're doing the best they can today. Give yourself permission to do the best that you can. Give yourself permission to be dust, to be human, limited. Love as you can. Lay down the expectations. Choose not to pick up the other side. And just let it be today. Okay? Merry Christmas, friend. Till next time. Until 2026. You've got this all the way through the end of the year because he's got you. Okay?
Friend, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Overwhelmed to Overcomer. So listen, the whole idea behind this mission is that when we endeavor to be brave with our lives, we need to do it together. Belonging is key. So if you resonated with the message from this episode, share it with a friend. Do it together. Thank you again, and never forget, you've got this because he's got you.